welcoming him back onto the Raptors 905 podcast, Breein Tyree. Bree, it's been a minute since you've been on, but glad to have you back, of course. How you doing? How you feeling?
Feeling good. Team's not doing as well as I want to, but the morale of the locker room is still there, so everything's good.
That's awesome. I'm curious to know, how do you find that the team really keeps that morale going even when times are tough, even when you guys aren't doing well?
I think it's just got to do with the guys in the locker room. Guys still want to win, so I guess that's what's keeping everything up and positive. So we got another opportunity today to go and fix it. So I think we're going to take full advantage.
Absolutely. And you guys definitely will. I know you will. You've been playing pretty well yourself. And I'm not surprised because last season, you came out super strong. You think you had turned a lot of heads just with your defense. I know that's the thing that when I was reporting the games last season, that's what stood out to me about your performance. And then let's just dive right in. February 25th. Can you walk me through what happened during the game and during that day?
Is that the day I got hurt?
Yeah, it is the day you got hurt.
Yeah. We're playing the Blue Coats. Went in for a layup, and I don't know if a guy pushed me, I slipped maybe. Just a bad situation, tore my right ACL. And I was out after that for, as now it seems like no time at all, but for a couple of months, and now I'm back like I never left.
Yeah, man, exactly. Which stood out to me because when I talked to you in the preseason, you told me that you've torn your ACL before, your left one, back in
Uh,
college. So
uh,
it's like, but the thing is that I told you, I was like, I would have never guessed that you had any injury going into that
yeah,
Raptors 905 season.
yeah, I know. Well, you really just gotta, I just gotta thank God for, the technology and surgery nowadays. Like you said, when I first did it in college, um, that was my first experience. I did it my senior year going into college. So I tore it after my senior year of like basketball. And then we had, so I think it happened in March. I had my surgery in April. And then I had 6 months, 7 months until like the first practice of Ole Miss. And I did the first practice and I started as a freshman. Like I didn't sit out, didn't register, didn't do nothing. So, and I had a pretty good freshman season. And obviously I had a good career at Ole Miss, no injuries or nothing like that. And then, unfortunately last year, it happened to my right one, but same thing. I knew I could do it in 6 months and get back the next year. And here I am the next year, pretty much 100% ready to play, ready to do whatever. So, like I said, I've been through it a couple of years ago, and I kind of knew what it was going to take. And I went to the same hospital that did it the first time because they did a phenomenal job with my surgery. And the doctor looked at me and said, "Yeah, you'll be good for this year." And he wasn't lying. Just got to put in the work, and you'll be fine.
Wow, I can't believe you went to the same hospital. That's amazing, and it's so great
Mhm,
that they were able to take care of you so well, just like last time. Was there anything
mhm.
else going through your head at the time of your second injury?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it was hard. I just number one just couldn't believe it. It was like, wow, like that's the last thing I didn't think that was going to happen to me. But everything happens for a reason. I got to work on my game a lot, shooting the basketball and stuff like that. And it really just showed me, how mentally strong I am. It's a rough situation to go through, especially when, you're doing so well and then boom, you just can't play. And sometimes basketball is where guys, kind of get away and, express themselves. And not that it was taken away from me, but for a little bit I didn't have that. So, I did get to go home to New Jersey and get to be around my family for like the first summer of my life. So I actually had the most fun ever, like in my life this summer, because I got to go home and be around my family. See my mom and dad almost every day, see my cousins and, that side of my family almost every day, get to go to the beach a lot and just kind of relax and, just chill. So that was one positive that I got out of it, was just that, I got to actually relax this summer and enjoy my time with my family, because most of the time in basketball, you're either traveling or you're doing something with a team and you're working out. And especially, last year was my first year out of college playing pro. So in college, you never get any time to be home. You're always there over the summer doing summer classes and stuff like that. So one of the positives was I got to be around my family and have fun and, kind of not stress as much over basketball and being, trying to get to my next gig or my next job. I kind of just relax and just clear my mind with my family. And I think that helped me when I got, back here, that I was ready to go. I was, motivated and ready to get started.
Yeah. Wow. I was gonna ask you, like, one of my follow-up questions to exactly what you said was like, how did you get through it emotionally? But it sounds like you had like a lot of family support, and honestly that's invaluable, and good for you for like also like kicking back and actually like living in the moment and being present with your family, because I feel like a lot of players would still be stressing out like, oh man, I still have to look through my next gig, or like focus on recovering this injury. But the fact that you're able to relax, so that probably honestly literally helped the healing process.
Yeah.
um because
Yeah. I
I
mean,
swear.
just like, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah. No, just like you said, my biggest thing was, if it feels good, you know what I'm saying? If my body didn't feel like the same as it did when, my mom birthed me and like I came out and I was like, oh, I got two good knees. Like, you know what I'm saying? If I didn't feel like that, like if I felt like I had like a different knee almost, I don't know if I would have been as mentally ready to come back and play, or maybe even like as positive as I am. But, knock on wood, thank God for this. I feel completely normal. After the surgery, about a month after surgery, I was playing golf, 18 rounds of golf,
Whoa, look
like
at you.
a month after surgery. So, like I said, the technology in surgery now is really, really unbelievable. And, my left leg that happened in high school is stronger. Like I jump extremely high off my left leg, and my right leg is coming back better every single day. So, I'm not going to say that, go tear your ACL, but if it does happen, it's not the end of the world anymore like it used to be 15, 20 years ago. So just got to do the right thing, find a good surgeon for you, make a plan and stick to it. Like I was getting up at almost 5:15 most mornings, 5 times a week, going to New York. Me and my family probably live about an hour away from where my physical therapy was in New York City. And we would have to take that drive to New York every morning. I would do my hour and a half of work, get out, iced up, legs straight. Even a week after surgery, I was going up there, you know, um, putting in work, and I think that also keeps me sane, keeps me positive, because I know I'm, planting the seeds to get back and recover. And like I said, playing golf didn't hurt either. One day I came home after treatment and I was just like, I was bored in the house. And I was just like, let me see if I can go hit a golf ball. So I went to the driving range and I was smacking them like 300 yards. And I was just like, I'm playing golf. So yeah, this summer I played a whole bunch of golf. Like I probably played like 100 rounds of golf. And yeah, I had a lot of fun this summer.
Did golf also help you keep that kind of competitive drive up while you were injured? Because I know golf
Of
can be
course.
tricky and people get competitive.
Of course, of course. Number one, golf is going to be something I play, forever. Like that's something that I got all my friends into, because as I get older, I still want a sport that we can be competitive in. And I got them hooked on it too. So yeah, you're definitely right. It's tricky and it's competitive, and I love it. I'm addicted to it.
Yo, Tiger Woods, what's up?
Yeah, for sure. Call me Tiger. Call me Tiger, man. But yeah,
New
it's
nickname.
definitely
We got a
cool.
new nickname for him, yo.
It's
Bree
definitely
slash
cool.
Tiger.
It's definitely cool for sure.
That's awesome. I'm just on this note of like discovering Brienne's new hobbies. What else did you get up to?
Yeah, man. Like golf. That's what I do. Like if I'm, like I said, a month after surgery, I had started playing again, because I like when the pandemic started, I picked it up because I had nothing else to do,
Mm-hmm.
and like a lot of people did,
Yep.
and I just fell in love with it. So when I got hurt, I couldn't play for a little bit. I was like, watching all these videos. I was like, let me go try it. And I felt fine. So
Did you
Nice.
just pick it up on your own, or did you previously kind of know how to golf, or you're like, I'm just gonna go try this?
well, yeah, my dad is, like he knows, like he's like a guru of all sports, right? So
Yeah.
he kind of always showed me how to swing. I always knew how to swing a golf club. Like my oldest brother actually had his PGA Tour card at one point, so or his pro card, sorry.
Oh,
And yeah, he's a phenomenal golfer. Like if I don't know if you guys know what handicaps are, but his handicap's probably like 4. Yeah, so he's nuts. So he's also
crazy.
helped me a lot. And that's the brother that lives down here. Um, and yeah, it just comes natural to me. I just love to play. I go out there with my friends or even sometimes by myself and just play with random people. And I just love it. It's just time on the course. 4 hours go by like 30 minutes. So it's I love it.
Yeah. You have an incredible athletic family. Like, I know we talked about it in the first episode of our podcast with you a little bit, so don't want to dive too much into it, but like, you have an NFL player in the family, your cousin, and you just you
Yeah,
played
for sure.
lacrosse yourself. Like, you played a lot of other sports. Did you play soccer
Yeah.
as well?
Yes, I did. That was my first love. That was
Yeah.
definitely my first love. But Mom Dukes was like, nah, you're playing basketball. And I was like, all right, we're playing basketball.
Was she like, you're gonna be too tall for this?
Yeah, pretty much. Nah, she just straight up was like, there's no money in America in soccer. And I was just like, hey, well, there we go. Now I got a full scholarship for
I mean, I
basketball.
wouldn't be
So I
saying that
guess
to
she was
Messi
right.
at any time, but
Oh yeah,
there's some
but
money in soccer.
that's overseas. Like you gotta go over to
Ah,
Spain.
she was selfish. She was trying to watch you over
Yeah.
here in North America, at
Right.
least.
That's what I said. I get on her a lot now. She's my mom, so I gotta be nice because then she'll start feeling bad, then I'll start feeling bad. But I always tell her, I'm like, dang, mom, I could have been overseas, like playing soccer. I'd have been had like 500 million followers or something. And
Probably.
she's just like, yeah, but I wouldn't have known my baby. I'm like, mom, yes, you would have. FaceTime's been invented for years now. And I mean, I guess selfishly, she was like, selfishly, I just wanted to be a part of your life. Like I didn't want somebody else raising me. So I was just like, all right, I understand. So
Oh,
it
my
is what it is.
heart.
And I
That's
Yeah,
can
so
it is
see
what
sweet.
it
why
is.
you spent the summer at home.
Yeah, man, I definitely did. I spent a lot of time with my mom. Like I said, my cousins and stuff like that. They just got a new beach house down in New Jersey. So I spent a lot of time down there, down the shore. So yeah, I had a bunch of fun.
Yo,
Ooh.
Breein is living his best life, getting home
Right? This
cooking,
summer,
hitting up the
all
beach
that
house,
I was just gonna
golf.
golf.
say, we love a good beach
Yeah.
moment. Like you're
Like, you know what I'm
living the
saying?
dream.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Get hurt and have fun. Like, who thought that would happen?
Put that
This
on
is
a
the most
t-shirt.
That's the
inspiring
recipe.
injury ever. The most
That's the
inspiring.
recipe. That's the recipe. I'm telling you.
That's incredible. I feel like this is actually
Yeah.
so great for people to listen to too, if they are injured or if they are an athlete that does have an injury, because there is so much more to look out for and so many other things that you can like look forward to, just like you mentioned, like spending time with your family. And to Sav's point, like healing through your injury by doing things that
Right.
you actually really enjoy.
Right. Right.
That's
And
awesome.
don't get it twisted. I put in a lot of work
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
during that time I was with my family. I mean, I was still working out in basketball, shooting stationary shots, probably like before I started playing golf. So like,
Yeah.
yeah, almost 3 weeks out of surgery. I don't even think they cleared me to do it yet. Don't tell anybody.
Yeah.
But on my own, since my dad has access to a gym, I was putting it in on my own, just waiting for my body to feel ready whenever I was in there. I would
Yeah.
just start doing more and more stuff. Whenever like my physical therapist would give me something, like he would let me start jumping, I would start jumping on my own. You know what I'm saying? If he would let me start cutting and moving, that's when I would start doing it on my own. And there was a day where like literally like I still kind of like was limping a little bit before um physical therapy. And I just kind of said in my head, and I talked to myself obviously a little bit worse, but I was just like, stop being such a baby. And just try and walk straight. And I just started walking straight, tried not to limp. And I just felt like almost like cracking a code in my knee where it's like, and I started walking normal ever since then. Like that's when I started playing golf. Got home that day, went and played, and I was like, yeah, I'm feeling good. So, thank God for that. I mean, my surgeon, his name is Russell Russell Warren. No. Russell Williams. Riley Williams. Sorry. And yeah, he does. He's like the Raptors, guy that they trust. When I said his name, the Raptors was like, yo, we were gonna what's the word? We were gonna recommend him for your surgery. So I was like, all right, glad we're on the same page. Yeah, I went there and I checked his resume. I mean, he did Paul George's surgery. Well, I don't know if you guys know about his injury. And that was really all I needed to see because, no one even talks about Paul George's surgery anymore.
Yep.
And he had one of the most gruesome,
Yep.
most messed up
Yep.
injuries probably of NBA history. So,
Yep.
and now he's back to MVP level Paul George. So it's
Yep.
just how it works.
I see
Breein,
Sav cringing.
I hate injuries. Like, I
Yeah.
hate them so.
Trust me, so do I. I can't even watch it.
You can't watch them either. I don't understand those people. I think you're sick if you could watch an injury.
Oh, for real.
Like,
it's crazy.
On slow-mo, rewind it. Like,
that's
no.
what I'm saying. Like, don't show, like, go to commercial. Like, stop.
Yeah.
Like, we don't want to see that.
And Paul George, I'm like, I've seen stuff that I should not have seen.
Yeah, and I mean, like, now you see him playing, and it's like no one talks about it. Like, he didn't go through one of the worst injuries ever, and you got to really give credit to the people that worked with him. Like, Riley Williams really did a great job getting him back to feeling like his normal self, and I'm sure. I don't know him, but I'm sure Paul George, gives a lot of that credit to that staff over there at HSS that really handle their business.
There's something about that Riley name, eh?
I know. Hey, I was just going to say Riley times 2 today.
Hey, for sure.
For the people who don't know, before we recorded this podcast, Breein was just telling us about his niece named Riley as well.
Yes. I just got to see her for like the first time in almost a year yesterday. So we sat there and just laughing and giggling, tickling her, and she's just too much fun.
So. She sounds like she's full of energy from what you've told us.
Yeah, we started playing Monopoly, and she's just moving all the pieces everywhere. We don't know where we were. We're just like, all right, Riley's just running the game. She's got it. It's whatever.
I love that.
It's crazy.
But, it's crazy because, you talk about this recovery, 6 months, that's such a quick turnaround. And I know you're crediting everybody, credit yourself as well. But, you're not missing a beat on the court this season. Like, I know despite the loss recently, you still dropped, what, like 30? Like,
they said 30. It was really 32. They snubbed me 2 points. Like, I'm a little upset about that. I am. I'm a little upset. But I just I'll take it. It's always something with me. It's always something. So I'm just like, I'll take it. But it was really 32. But,
honestly, I'd feel the same way.
I'm not going to say, get used to me scoring 32 because that's really not what I go into a game trying to do. Score 32, especially at this level, even though I've done that plenty of times in my career. But I would just say I'm going to start being a lot more aggressive for the team because I think we do need not even just a scoring threat at the guard position, but just somebody that's just coming downhill hard, making the defense pay just for not guarding and, just for not being there. So, I'm going to just start being a lot more aggressive. And, if I score 32, I score 32. If I score 10, I score 10. But my whole thing is just to apply pressure on the defense. And today, my main focus is really going to be getting guys involved. So, yeah.
I love that your defense, like you're almost taking your defensive aggressiveness and translating that to offense now as well.
Well, my main thing that I'm also trying to do, and that's just going to be getting in better shape, which I'm doing every day. Is to be two-way. I can do both. You know what I'm saying? I can pick up the ball and stop the best player on defense or their best guard. And then I can also be, a floor general on the offensive end too. So that's all about game shape. You can't simulate games. You got to just play them to get in shape and getting in better shape every game. So on the last couple of weeks, I was on minute restriction. So last game was my first game that I wasn't on minute restriction. So so now it's really about just building. Yeah, just building on that. Just taking care of my body, eating the right stuff, making sure I'm hydrated, so I'm ready to perform and I can, finish out this year strong and build on it next year.
And you mentioned getting the other guys involved with, becoming more aggressive on the team and on the floor. I'm curious to know, how do you bring that aspect of leadership to the team?
Number one is by example. If I'm telling guys, pick up on defense, or, guys, we got to rebound the ball or stuff like that. Just holding guys accountable. I got to make sure I'm holding myself accountable first and foremost. And like I said before, uh, holding myself accountable. I mean, if I'm doing the little things, sometimes you don't even need to say anything to your teammates. They notice what you're doing, and if it's working, they'll follow suit. Like we had a game against Capital City Go-Go at Scotiabank, and we were down like 20-0 in the first quarter.
Yeah.
And Ashton Hagans and I came in and really kind of switched the tempo of the game with our defense. And we didn't have to say to anybody like start playing defense. We just kind of went out there and just started playing defense, and everybody on the team followed suit. So, you could say a lot of things to your teammates, but I think the best thing that works is just showing by example, and then, bringing the rest of the team along.
And
Mm-hmm.
congrats, because you really turned that game around. Like we
Right.
were watching and we're like, what's gonna happen in this game? And you guys
Right.
totally turned it around. And I
Turn
think
it
that's such a
around.
powerful thing to say in terms of leading by example.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I kind of want to pick your mind on something, because I'm very curious as to your experience, particularly with the 905 organization, because I know when a player gets injured, and regardless of how well they performed, there's still a high risk of getting waived. But the Raptors 905, they didn't do that. So what was the conversations that kind of had that you had behind the scenes with front office and your coaches, and kept you playing for the 905?
Honestly, I'm not here to toot my own horn, but I just think it was, the relationships that I made here in a short amount of time that I did. Chad, the GM, and I had a great relationship right when I met him. He was really genuine. He saw I was a good kid and I was here to work. Obviously, last year we had a really good season, a winning team. And in the games where I was playing, I was doing whatever I needed to do to win, to help the team win, whether that was defense, they needed me to hit a shot, I don't know, clapping, for my teammates on the bench, um, you know, off the court stuff, coming in and, just being professional. And I think I try to do that every day, and that doesn't hurt at all when, they're making a decision on you to keep you after an injury or to waive you. They know this guy isn't about anything but winning. So, after I got hurt, Chad immediately said, like, listen, 6 months, and then, we could run this thing right back. So right when he told me that, that kind of, gave me a little bit of confidence to know that, just keep going, you'll be back to where you need to be, and you'll have this opportunity again. And here it is. I'm here again. They brought me up here over the summer to kind of like see if I was doing well. They brought me back like 4 times. To kind of see on 4 different occasions to see how I was doing, and I was looking great. And the rest is history. They came back, signed me back to an Exhibit 10, the same deal I was on last year, which is a blessing. And they gave me another opportunity to start off my professional career, and this time injuries hopefully. So. My biggest thing is I just want to thank, obviously the 905 and the Raptors for, just taking a chance on me and believing on me, because there's a lot of work and a lot of time being put into all this with my teammates and the staff and all that. And, like you said, it's been easy to waive me and just find another guard, but I don't know why. They just believed in me, and, I'm trying to make the most out of that.
Sorry, go ahead, Steph.
No, go ahead, Selena.
Oh, I was just going to say, you're speaking a lot about your professional career now. And what would you say as a player and as a person have been your greatest, I guess, like moments of growth from your college days to now your professional career?
I would say in college, I was mainly an offensive player. Like if my college coach were to watch me play now, which he does, I know he's probably upset because I never played defense for real in college. Because I was more of an offensive, like I feel like in order for us to win, I had to score to keep us, moving. And like I said, a two-way is a lot, especially in college. So I would just say I've grown a lot, just to say my defense. I spend a lot of time just even watching guys that are good playing defense, and kind of picking where I can be good on my own, because I'm athletic enough to stay in front of guards that are smaller, bigger. I'm strong enough to stay in front of them if they're bigger than me. And I don't know, I just have a knack for taking the ball from people. So yeah, I'd say that's where I've grown the most.
That's awesome. I always say that I think my university coach would have been mad at me because I used to hate running, and now I run like 21 kilometers for fun.
Oh my gosh, Sab, who are you?
It's just
trust me, I'm not one of those people. I'm not running for
Yeah,
fun.
Bree, I'll join you.
Yeah, I'll be on the elliptical.
Yeah.
Forget
well,
that.
I'm like, it was the pandemic. I needed something to do. I was like sitting on my couch, like just
I hear that.
chilling. So I was like, time to run, yo. I gotta do something.
I hear that. I hear you.
Yeah, you start off with 5, and then next year at like 21.
That's crazy.
Anyway, it's interesting though, because like you're an example of how the Raptors 905 kept you, but also your teammate Kevon, who's also having a pretty solid season himself too.
Right. Yeah, I mean, Key's probably one of my closest friends on the team, just because this is our second year together, and throughout my process of coming back and going through that rehab process, he probably checked on me almost every other week, every week. And we didn't know we were going to play with each other this year. He actually went overseas and tried that over there this year, and ended up coming back and getting to play with us. So when I heard Key was going to be on the team, I was like, that's big time. He's doing great. He's only going to start doing better. Obviously, when we're on the floor together, I try to, play through him, because he's a really, really talented scorer. I mean, he played in a pro-am league actually out here in Atlanta this summer. And there's guys like IT played in it, Lou Will. There's a lot of pros that played in it. And Key actually won MVP of that. So, wow. And the championship. So,
no way.
I mean, it is a pro-am league, so it's kind of played a little bit differently, but it's probably one of the best pro-ams in the country, when you really look at it. So, and he won the MVP and got his team a chip. So, I mean, he was averaging like almost 40 points a game. So,
wow, that's amazing.
He's a big-time scorer and a big-time player. And I'm just trying to, help him get to where he needs to be, because if he's doing well, we're winning, and everybody loves to win. So, yeah.
Exactly. Then like people forget just how talented NBA players and like players who are in the G League are. Like you could literally, when you're not playing with each other, because you guys are all like elite to get to this level, you go to like any other tournament or even whatever and like drop 40 a game.
Crazy. Yeah,
I've heard like 80. Crazy. Some people drop like an 80-pointer game. And I'm like, y'all just having too much fun out there.
Yeah, just go crazy.
I'd love to see a game where someone drops 80. That's insane.
I can't remember who it was. It was somebody on the Detroit Pistons that like played like in like basically up here we have it called Crown League, but down there I can't, it's a similar tournament to Crown League down in the States, and they just dropped 80 in a game. It was like a guy from like the bench. Like that, you never know.
You be like, a lot of people disrespect like even the guys play on the bench in the NBA. Like, how is he in the NBA? I'm like, okay, play 1-on-1 against him. I guarantee you the score is 11-0. Like,
he gets paid too, yo.
It takes a lot. It takes a lot to get to that level. And I mean, if you get there, I mean, you're one of the I think there's 450 jobs in the world in the NBA, and if you have one of them, it's like, wow, you're top one. To me, you're one of the 450 best players in the world. Yeah. And obviously there's players overseas in Europe that can play in the NBA that choose to stay over there. But I mean, that's the goal. That's everybody's dream. And, even in the G League, you see more and more guys getting an opportunity out of this league. So that's my number one reason for coming back. And also, the stigma around going overseas is that they go like really, really hard. Like, right when you get there, they're practicing 3 days and stuff like that. And I really just didn't think that was going to be a smart move for my body this year. Like I needed, to kind of be, like I said, I was on a 15 to 20 minute restriction, and 20 to 25 and 25 to 35. And they kind of eased me into it. Whereas if I'd have been overseas, first game, I'd have been probably playing like 35 minutes. So yeah, that's not something I wanted to do this year. And obviously my dream is still playing the NBA. I think I'm still, I could definitely play at that level. But if that is my cards to go over there and play, I just wanted to be ready, um, in my body and mentally strong enough to say, okay, listen, I'm gonna go over there. I feel like I'm able to play and I'm able to, not be able to go 70% or whatever. I'm able to give it 100% so I can keep my
Mm-hmm.
job. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
That was a
Good for
smart
you
move on your
because
part.
yeah, exactly. Smart move on your part because like I have a twin sister who also plays pro overseas and like I kid you not, she calls me sometimes and she's like, "Man, like coach had us doing 4-hour practices
You
this
know,
week." Four
I already
legit
know.
hour practices. Not like, "Oh, warm up for an hour." No, it's like ready, get on the
Like you're
baseline.
practicing, like
Yeah,
no stretch.
exactly.
Like let's go. Like,
Exactly.
yeah,
Like
it's
you're
crazy.
ready to go.
Yeah, it's crazy. I got a bunch of friends over there that play. Like one of my best friends named Wade, he's over in Spain right now. And he just tells me, like, he's like, listen, bro, I mean, obviously, you're good enough to play over here, first league, second league, whatever league it is. But he was like, you should stay over there right now, get your legs back under you. Raptors 9 to 5 is probably one of the best G League organizations that, where they care about their players. So um, yeah, so it was like almost a no-brainer for me to come back and, just try and run it back this year. So I feel like it was the
Amazing.
best decision for me.
Um, I have kind of a bit of a wrap up question, but I mean, we could continue this conversation as long as you have time, Bree. Um, what's the biggest difference that you're finding this year at this team versus last season with a lot of other NBA vets and guys who've now moved on to finding NBA contracts?
I'll say number one, the biggest difference is that, like you said, there was a lot more, not veteran talent, but just guys that have been in the league and kind of know schemes and different stuff like that. So when coach says something, like we could be a little bit more detailed with the stuff we were doing. And I'll say the team never changed. Like we had our two-way there the whole time and all the players and all the pieces, no one ever left throughout that whole G League. So like this year, it's a little different. Like our first game we had, who we had, in the second game, we had like a whole nother 5 different players. Like Delano came down to play with us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Justin came down, Isaac. Um, it's just a lot of different moving pieces that you gotta figure out on the fly. Whereas in the G League last year, we were in the bubble and it was like, all right, this is our set group of guys that we have here. We know what we're supposed to be doing. And I feel like everybody kind of knew their role a little bit better. Whereas this year, there's just a lot more moving pieces, we're traveling, we're going everywhere. And it's just like we need to start finding where our roles are. If I need, you know what I'm saying? Like my role last year was to be a point guard, push the pace, and to play defense. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like as guys start to figure out their roles this year, we'll start doing better because it's kind of been changing from game to game. You know what I'm saying? Because when guys from the Raptors come down, guys on our team, their role changes, and it's like kind of may confuse them sometimes, but we're pros. We got to figure it out, and we got to come out with for the win. We got to come out with some what's the word, results
Mm-hmm.
for the game. So it's definitely something that we're figuring out, and I feel like we're doing better and better. Last game, even though we lost, I feel like we played with intensity and we played together. So tonight, I feel like guys are definitely not trying to go home on a loss. So I think we'll be fine.
Yeah, I love that. And I love the point that you made about, a team just learning how to mesh and gel. I think that makes all the difference in your
Right.
success and the results that you're looking for.
Right. Especially like I said, with a guy like as talented as Delano coming down, sometimes it's kind of hard to figure out how to play off of him because it's like we don't practice with you, but
Mm-hmm.
then you come to a game and then now we got to figure out like how we're gonna win this game. So
Mhm.
those guys are really really talented and really good. So it makes it easier, but it's still kind of difficult to just do it on the fly. So every game we get better and we're learning each other, and yeah, I think we'll be fine.
I love that. Hey, Thank you so much for joining us on the Raptors 905 podcast.
Hopefully you guys have me back. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
We could
I
switch
don't
this
know.
into a golf podcast now.
We could. I
Let's
was gonna
do
say
it.
we got really into golf, Bree. I think
Let's
we
do
gotta
it.
have you back for
But
another
the only
conversation.
way we can do that is if y'all actually play golf. Like, y'all can't be on the call if y'all don't play golf. Like,
When I say I play golf, it doesn't mean I'm good at golf, but it
but
means that I
have you
play.
ever played on
Yes.
a course, 18
Yes.
whole holes?
Yeah.
Does mini
and it's
golf
not, and
count?
yeah, and it's not.
No.
And it's
No.
18
Mini
holes
golf
is a
does not
lot.
count.
I'm actually, golf is one of those sports that is on the top of my list to learn how to play. Like, I really want to learn.
You need to start now. Like,
Okay, I will start, Bree.
Bree.
So while you're busy playing this Raptors 905 season thing, I will get started. I'll go to practice facilities.
You're not in the right spot to be playing golf because Toronto is.
I'll find an indoor facility
Yeah,
to work on the swing. To work on the swing.
Or wait till
Oh my
summer. We'll all
goodness, it's so
practice and then
cold.
we'll all play and we'll all connect.
Oh,
I gotta
so
be ahead
cold.
of you
I'm like,
guys.
do people
I
actually
have
play
to get a
golf
head
out
start.
here? Like, jeez.
Yeah, it's freezing.
Oh,
here
my
now.
last question for you guys is like, how do y'all get through the winter out there? Like, I live on like the 30th floor of my condo or whatever, and I feel like the wind blows so hard that the building's gonna fall down. Like,
Yeah, 100%.
what do you like? Are y'all used to that, or is that something that you never get used to?
A little bit of both, in my opinion. Like, get yourself like a warm parka, get yourself some like super soft hats, mittens, scarf, like
All that.
everything.
You
But
need
also
a
like
ski mask.
ski masks, everything.
Yeah.
But you're kind of
Crazy.
right. Like, I feel like I'm still not really fully used to it, and every year I complain. So, Zap, I don't know about you.
Yeah, I don't do cold at all. So you probably find me inside my house or running from place to place. But like otherwise, it's like double layer pants, like leggings, and then whatever pants I'm wearing on top. Like I don't do one layer. No.
Yeah,
Multiple
I might need to
layers.
start that because I'm like, yo, I'm from New Jersey, so it gets really cold, but the wind is never 60 miles per hour like it is in Toronto. Like, I'm like,
Yeah.
is that normal?
No. This is
Not
a really
really.
windy winter. This is not normal.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like you guys saw the
Every
other
winter
day, like
seems
there
to
was.
change.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And
Okay.
did you guys saw the other day? There was like I think I saw it online. It was like one of the convenience stores. Like the windows like blew out. It was
That's
so
what I'm
windy.
saying.
But
Nah,
I've
that's
never
not
seen that
normal.
before.
Okay. We have a reputation for being freezing cold, which is true. Like there's been some winters where it's negative 40 degrees, of course, but like wind and
The
cold.
wind plus cold is
No.
wicked.
That's where
I
you
don't
need
know
the
where
ski
I'm living
mask.
anymore. This is
Yeah.
why I'm staying
Exactly.
inside.
Even inside, I don't
Okay.
know, Sav, about you, but like Brie, I'm
Blast
wearing
the heat.
like, oh yeah, blast the heat. I'm wearing
All
like 3
that.
sweaters and like big fluffy socks. I got the whole
All
thing.
that. I need it all.
Yeah.
All that.
We'll come up with like a little self-care Canadian winter kit.
We
for you.
will.
Please.
We'll give Bree a self-care list of winter essentials for
Please.
Canada.
I need
Sounds good,
doubt.
Bree. We got you.
I appreciate y'all.
Thanks
All
for
right,
being
well,
on
have
here.
a great game.
All right.
Otherwise, once again, thank you for joining us on the Raptors 905 podcast.
All right, thanks for having me. See y'all later.